Back again with another gear review. I have recently purchased a Wilderness Systems kayak, 130X. We are at Guelph Lake today. We are going to be trying this out in the water for the very first time. We're going to be seeing how it operates. It's a 13-foot kayak. It has a big storage compartment in back where you can put your kayak box or supplies, backpack. It has a beautiful AirPro seat. It does detach. It comes off on the rails right here next to my coffee thermos. Lift up the locking mechanism, unscrew it there, loosen it up, slide it forward, and it slides out. We have a nice little compartment here, live well, or if you want to put some gear in. I got my two little cubby holders on the side. Adjustable footrest. The little compartment here, this lifts out. Opens up to another compartment where you can put this in here, put your keys in here, whatever you want. In here, this little compartment, I get my camera footage gear. I get my little day pack with a ferro rod. This does come out of the kayak. It lifts up. The excess support underneath is for the electric motor for the Wilderness Systems 130X. But it costs more than the actual kayak, so I'm going to be doing it the old-fashioned way. You can also get a paddle system for it, where you can use it like a bicycle gear, and you can pedal it like a bicycle gear with a prop underneath the kayak, which is neat. Another extra support up front, your paddle holder. You get handles on the side. It's 32 inches wide and 13 feet long. So today we'll be paddling around Guelph Lake. I'll be stopping at a couple of islands, taking a peek, seeing if there's any fishing lures and some of the hot spots where people stop and fish. I like to go around, clean up the area, and it's a cheap way for me to get new lures. I get this kayak because it's 72 pounds. It's fairly light to pick up and put on top of my vehicle. One person. My other watercraft is a 17-foot aluminum Springbok. Springbok is a Canadian company which makes their version of the Grumman canoes. The Springbok, though, is riveted together, not a single piece as the Grummans, but the size of it and the weight of it is again too much to pick up and carry by yourself. You need two people to do it. Kayak is a lighter way to go, and you can take it out. I got it sit above kayak, that way I get more room for gear, and I can fish out of this. I can, enjoy this quite comfortably. So I'll be stopping and having lunch. Hopefully we see some wildlife on the lake today, and we'll go from there. Take care. Beautiful day. We had slight showers earlier, but this has turned out to be quite a nice day. They are calling for thunder showers later on in the day. Here's some Canadian geese. I came across the lake here to see what it was. So far, the kayak seems to be treading through the water pretty good. It's not fast like a sea kayak or a sit-in kayak, but it's very stable in the water. Not too noisy on the bottom, and quite smooth. Very pleased with it. It's getting a little bit warm with the life jacket on, but you always have to have one on. Safety comes first, and accidents do happen, so always have to wear a PFD. Water sports or fishing is fun, but you also got to be cautious and smart about it. We have a fellow kayaker coming up. The lake is still as can be. Not like a mirror. There's the geese going across the water there. I'm really, really impressed with this. There's an old boardwalk that someone made. Like a little dock area, but washed away from another area. They came all the way up here. Huge bass just jumped right over there. He'll probably do it again. Yeah, I just spoke to a lady. She was kayaking and fishing out here, but she had a pedal mechanism for her kayak, so she was fishing without the use of her hands, or without a paddle. But she was controlling where she was in the lake without moving by using her feet as on the pedal mechanism, and being able to fish without the use of hands. I do see a use for it in the rivers or in the lakes, because you won't have to worry about hitting the prop on the bottom of the lake bed. But if you're in a river, I can't see much use for it, just because you'd rip it off on every rock or stump that there is if you're going down a river. And if there's any amount of portage, and that would be a pain in the butt trying to take it in and out all the time, and watching the water levels, or if you hit rapids and go down through, you would rip the prop right off. But out here on a lake, I see a lot of use for it, because if you're fishing or want use of your arms or hands, you can pedal like a bicycle, and the prop on the bottom of the kayak would propel you through the water. So that would be very useful. I haven't seen no more jumps, but that was a big bass. But off here, there are some smaller islands. I'm just going to take the kayak, shove it up there. I'm going to hook the GoPro. I'm going to put a mount on the nose of the kayak here, and I'll be able to paddle without holding onto the handle of the GoPro, and I'll give you some footage of this thing in the water and how it trids through the water, and yeah, we'll see if we see anything. An old boat that's no longer in use, and it's been drifting around the lake. I wonder how many trips that's seen going around here, just drifting, floating, getting snagged up again. It looks like it's snagged up pretty good right now, but yeah, people should dispose of their waste appropriately instead of leaving them to rot. The Guelph Canoeing and Kayaking Club. Beautiful kayaks and canoes up here. More kayakers. Yeah, this place is full of kayakers. You'll see windsurfers up here as well. A lot of canoes. I've seen a springbok go by with 2 people in it. But this is a very busy lake. There's the conservation side of the lake, and then there's a little causeway, and then on the other side, another big section of lake. There's carp catfish, large and smallmouth bass, pike, crappie, what else? Sunfish. So there's quite a variety of species of fish in this lake. It's a good sized lake, as you can see. And so it gives you all kinds of paddling. So if you do come to Guelph Lake Conservation Area or the GRCA park, you can camp, and you can also enjoy some good kayaking and fishing, or canoeing and fishing. But it is a very busy lake. It is a man-made lake, and during late summer the water levels do go down quite a bit, and there'll be a lot of sandbars and areas where you can no longer kayak because the water level has dropped 5-6 feet. But it's a beautiful day out, and I'm very pleased with this kayak, the Wilderness Systems. Yeah, it's handling very, very well. Very little effort to paddle it, and the stability's very, very nice in it. Because if you rock it, it feels like it's gonna push itself back, so you don't actually go too far over, like it's holding itself up. So I understand why people do stand up in these. I won't stand up in this one today. I want to get my sea legs on and you know, figure out all the tricks with these before I start dumping gear out of the kayak and losing everything. And I don't want to drop the camera gear in the water, not especially today. But yeah, what a beautiful day out. Our friends, the Canadian geese. There's a bunch of them up in there. Probably make them out, but there's at least 10 of them up in there, guarding their nest. Again, this water's not very deep. It's pretty shallow. I have to say the bass are very active today. They are jumping like crazy. I turned the camera on because another one just jumped right there. Actually, I might pull the kayak up there and put my GoPro mount on. It looks like a big enough area to pull the kayak up onto and mount it to the front of the kayak. Just making a little pot of chili. So I switched out my battery and put my GoPro mount on the front of the kayak. Still fish jumping out in the middle of the lake. But yeah, what a spot for a little lunch. This is the MSR International. It's a dual fuel stove. But it doesn't take long for it to heat up something. It has a nice blue flame. You can't even see the flame. It's burning so hot. Turn it up a little bit. Yeah, we'll just have lunch here, and it's already boiling. Oh, I just stuck it on. This little stove heats up so fast. I know people go with jet oil, but you have to carry around canisters. And I like this one here because you have 1 or 2 canisters and they're reusable. And it's really good for cold weather. It doesn't get affected by the cold like canisters do. This one here, you can keep the pressure up on it just by pumping the piston on the front. And we just had a fish jump right there. You probably heard the splash. But they're becoming a little bit lively right now. Another one off here. I had to apply the sunscreen just because it was getting a little bit toasty out on the water. I should have brought my sunglasses, but oh well, next time. There we go. Get my bird to go with it, and we're good to go. Oh, what a beautiful day. It's quiet. I just kayaked across the other side of the lake again. Again, this is a huge lake. It's really busy today with the other kayakers and canoers, paddle boarders. I've seen paddle boarder with their dog stand up on the paddle board. My dog would have jumped in a long time ago. It never would have been able to stand still like this one. It looked like a little Scotty, and yeah, standing there all content as can be. It was pretty comical. Tongue hanging out, just happy as can be. But over here I seen a blue heron, so that's what brought me over here, and it's just up here in the reeds. I want to see if I can get closer and see it. Again, there's a lot of fish activity. They're jumping all around, but unfortunately not in the view of the camera. But we'll sneak up here and see if we can get a picture of that blue heron. I went to the little fishing holes around the shore here in the park, and I've been finding some replenished lures that I can use for my own tackle box. So it's a little pastime I do. I take out my canoe, or now that I get this kayak, I'll be able to go out whenever I want. But yeah, it's nice to clean up the fishing line, but you also get some free gear along the way. It saves you from spending money and buying it. There we are. A nest with a bunch of chicks in it is looking at me right now, wondering what I'm doing. Hey little guys. Well, I'm almost back to the car. Again, I hope you liked the video. Be sure to catch me next time. And remember to subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell. And keep on following the videos. They'll be coming more frequently as I have a better computer now that I can do faster editing and quicker download, and it'll be better quality. So that's why there was a little bit of a break in between the videos. But yes, be sure to subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell. And I hope you enjoyed the review on the Wilderness Systems 130X Kayak. I'll be doing some fishing here next time I come out, and I'd like to share this with you all again. Take care and enjoy the great outdoors.